Hi everybody, welcome to Stamping with Melva. I'm Melva Peters and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in British Columbia, Canada. And it's Saturday, and I always jump on Saturdays at this time to show you a card or a technique or a project of some sort. And today I decided I was going to bring out the Easter Friends stamp set. I love this stamp set. It is just so adorable with the little bunny and the duckling and the little chick. And then there's some great sentiments. So this doesn't just have to be for Easter. It actually has some sentiments that are perfect for spring cards or just because cards. It is just so cute. And the other thing I'm going to show you are the new natural Tones Stampin Blends that are just came out on February 1st from Stampin' Up. These are a set. Well, actually, it's not. There are 10 of them. They come in packages of 5, so 2 of each. So similar to the other blends, except that they're not a light and a dark. They're 2 shades of a natural tone. They are perfect for, I'm just trying to see comments. Oops, there we go. Oops, there we go. Hey, Carol, welcome. They're 2 shades. They're all in natural tones. They're perfect for skin tones. They go with the All Together bundle that has also just been released. So they're perfect for skin tones, but they're also perfect for coloring the bunny in this case. Hey, Darlene, welcome. And so I thought that I would show you these new blends and talk about them, and then also use them to color my bunny, because in the past we've had crumb cake and we've had soft suede, but those are our only 2 kind of browns that we could use. So now we've got a whole set. As I said, they come 2 to a package. 2 different shades of light, and then they go, let's see, light and then medium light, and then, so I'll show you them. So just a little bit different than the other blends. All right, hello, yeah, okay. I am just going to switch over. Okay, first of all, let me show you this adorable stamp set. This is the Easter Friends stamp set, and this is I'm going to use this bunny today. I've used this guy on another stamp, another card, but I'm going to use the bunny today. And as I said, it's kind of hard to read the sentiments. At least I can't read it. Hopefully it's clearer for you. I can't read it when I'm looking at the, so bright. So it's got Happy Easter, sending warm and happy wishes this spring. May your days blossom with joy and happiness. And then my friend, and then some grass so that you can put it underneath your little animal. They're just so cute. I just thought this was adorable, and thought I needed to add it to my collection. Now let me show you these blends. So as I said, there are 10, and I went and labeled them because they're not marked. They're marked by numbers. So this one says SU 900, so it's a light, and then this other light says SU 1000. So I decided I was going to just create little labels. And so these 2 say light, so that I know these 2 came in the package, that one package. And then there are the 2 medium light. Again, they're labeled SU 700 and 800. And then we have medium and medium deep and deep. So again, 5 packages are the same price. In Canada, they're $12 per 2. And so you can buy them all. I don't know that you can get them as one collection. At one point you could, it's possible, but you definitely can buy them individually as well. These will carry over to the annual catalog when it comes out in May. Yeah, I only just got mine, Darlene, as well. I can't wait. There's another technique using alcohol. I've done it before using other colors, but I've seen some stunning cards made in these different tones. But again, perfect for skin tones from the light right through, if you're doing those. Okay, so I'm just going to put those off to the side. Now, my supplies. I've got a piece of crumb cake cardstock that is cut 4 1/4 inches by 11, and I'm going to score it at 5.5. And then I'll fold on that score line. So this is the side I score on. I always flip it over and fold towards the mountain or the raised piece. And so just going to use my bone folder. Give it a good crease. Now I've got a piece of basic white that is 4 inches by 5 1/4. And I'm going to do some embossing. This is the stripes from the Stripe and Splatter. I always call it splotches, but I think it's Stripe and Splatter embossing combo that is in the mini catalog. So this is one that goes in it's perfect size for the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, but it's a little bit too narrow for first layer. So this is my 4-inch piece. So you can see that if I cut or I emboss this, I'm going to end up with a piece that isn't going to be embossed. So what I do is I do it in 2 goes. So I put half of my put my piece in halfway, lining it up with this line on the bottom. If you see, there's a black line that Stampin' Up has given us to actually line up your paper so you get it straight. So I've only got about half of my cardstock in. And then if I bring in my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, don't need those sheets. Okay, so then I put it into my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. You do need the big one for this because your cardstock is too wide. And then I'm going to run this through my machine. And then I'm going to take my piece out. Let's see, on camera. Take this out and move it over to the other side. And if I overlap a bit, it's not the end of the world. But now I've got the other half in. So I will put that back in and run it through. And out of the way. So now I've got a piece of cardstock, and you can't really tell that I have got a kind of seam in the middle. It just looks like it was meant to be. So that's a trick if you want to use these smaller embossing folders on a bigger piece, a wider piece of cardstock. All right, so I'm not going to adhere that down quite yet because I want to wrap some adhesive around it. Okay, so now I've got another piece of cardstock that I am going to stamp using tuxedo black memento, which I forgot to grab. So I'm just going to grab that. Okay. So I've got my tuxedo black, and I'm going to grab this adorable little bunny. Oh my gosh, she's so cute. Just fit in there. I'm going to cut him out, which is why I'm using a piece of cardstock that I actually am going to cut out. All right. Stamp him down here in the bottom. Isn't he cute? Oh my gosh, he just makes me smile. All right, so now let's bring my blends back in. I'm not going to use the light and the medium light ones. I'm going to kind of use probably, let's see what this one is. Ooh, that's a pretty color. That's quite dark. That's even darker. And then, so let's go with maybe one of the mediums. So I have two mediums. One's lighter than the other. Let's see. Ooh, that's a pretty color. No, it's this one. First time I've played with these. That's a little bit kind of pinky. So I think I'm going to use the medium that is labeled SU 500. And I'm going to just lay down. This is going to be my base color. So I'm just going to lay down this base color over the entire, well, I guess I probably shouldn't have done around his eyes, but that's okay. No, I'm going to just do the whole thing. And then I'll go over parts of this with the darker tones. So I know I've said this before on my videos, so I always lay down a layer of the lightest color that I'm using. Just kind of saturates the paper with some alcohol, and I find it just gives me a nice base to work on when I go in to start putting the darker colors in to do the shading. And there we go. So I've got him done in that. Now I'm going to go back in. This is the lighter of the two. So I'm just going to go in on some of these, and just where the concept artists make it really easy for us to do this, because they've got some kind of shading lines on here where we can just go and color in. And now I'm just going to layer this darker color on where there are lines. Make it really easy for us to color. Don't have to be the artist that they are. I'm not very good at shading and things. Actually think I do a good job in coloring, but I don't do a very good job if I had to actually think about where the sun is coming and where there should be shading. I have to say I struggle with that. And so having these lines here make it really easy. Now I'm going to go back in with my medium that I used and just try to do some blending where I put those lines, just to kind of make it look so they're not, you know, kind of solid lines. It just blends it a little bit. That's why I think layering down the lightest color first just helps you, because it just makes it seem to blend a little bit easier. At least that's my theory about using blends. You can also use blends just to color. They color so beautifully. They're perfect for just coloring in images. I have to admit, I reach for my blends more than I reach for my Stampin' Write markers. So kind of got used to using them. All right. Now I'm going to go back in with the darkest in a couple of places, like on his paws here, just a little bit darker on his nose and mouth, and just maybe in a couple of places, just to give it a little bit of darkness to it. And then I'm going to go back in and just color over that. You can keep at this even after it's dry. I heard people say, oh, once the alcohol in the blends dries, your image dries, you can't actually go back in and color. But I think you absolutely can. It will continue to move the ink around and add layers and textures. Oh, he's kind of cute. What a dark bunny, but I think he's cute. All right, I'm going to take my paper snips, and I am just going to cut him out. Now, again, when you're cutting, if you're not somebody who likes to fussy cut, if you use this trick, so steer with the hand that doesn't have the scissors. So the scissors are just cutting, and I'm actually steering my paper with my left hand. And it just makes fussy cutting so much easier if you steer with the opposite hand. Don't steer with your scissors. Steer with your other hand. So I'm just kind of out. These blends are great colors. I can't wait to use them on other projects. It's such a treat to have these natural tones, and like I said, great for skin tones, but also for, we haven't had a lot of browns. Okay, so I've also got, I've lost my card base, and I know it's here. Oh, there it is. Thought it got stuck underneath my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. All right, so I've got this piece. Then I went ahead and cut out in advance 2 sizes of the layering circles. These are both, this is the second largest in the scallop and the second largest in the regular circle. And I'm just going to lay one on top of the other. I'm going to use some dimensionals to pop that up. Yeah, I was debating about whether I was going to do some stamping on this to give us some texture, but I think I'm good. The bunny is big enough that it's going to kind of cover this circle for the most part. All right, so I've got one, the scalloped one is cut out in early espresso, and the other one's cut out in crumb cake. So now I'm going to take, he is so cute. Hey, Marilyn, welcome. All right, so I'm just going to take and use some dimensionals. Oh, actually, I didn't want it that high. The bunny's going to be bigger than my circle, so I don't need it too high. There we go. We didn't need that many dimensionals, but we'll make sure he's well stuck. Okay, so now he can go down on there. So this is, my card's going to look like this. Oh, he's so cute. But I want to wrap some twine around first. So I've got a package of the Baker's Twine Essentials Pack, and I have some crumb cake here. So let's use some crumb cake twine. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of the very vanilla twine, and I'm going to use the darkest of the blends. Is this the deep? Yeah. And I'm going to color this. So take the brush end and just hold it flat and run it along your piece of twine, and you can color this twine because we don't have a early espresso twine. I love to color different ribbons. So some of our open weave ribbons that are in the in colors, they color beautifully. Any of our whites, you can, for the most part, color. Trying to just get it so it's, you do have to kind of roll it a little bit because when you color, you're getting one side and you want to get both sides of it. All right. Take that. So I'm going to wrap this, and I'm going to take some crumb cake. See if I can actually get this around twice. Might have cut it too short. Oops. Just kind of hold it here and see if I can actually get it wrapped twice. Oh, I did. Wow. Okay. All right. So I've got it wrapped around twice, a little tightly. And then I'm just going to take my Stampin' Seal and adhere it down. You can also, if you find that this doesn't hold well enough, take a piece of tear and tape adhesive and put over top of it. Just hold it in place, which I might do because I did kind of chintz out a little bit. Cut this a little bit shorter than I probably should have. Yeah, so I'm going to use some tear and tape adhesive and just hold this in place because it really wants to let go here. Let's get this back like that. hold that down, and then hold that down, and then let's get some tear and tape. So just take a piece of tear and tape, and this you're not going to actually cut or take the backing off the tear and tape. You're just going to use the tear and tape like kind of Scotch tape. There we go. So now I've got those two held in place so that they're not going to move. And, okay, and now I'm going to take some of my liquid glue. And get it going the right way. Make sure my card base opens the right way. There we go. Puts it down. Okay. And now I need some more dimensionals. So I'm going to pop this up. I'm going to put these top and bottom. Normally I go kind of all the way around, but because I've got this twine, I'm going to have the twine in the middle. If you try to get a dimensional on top of the twine, it kind of bunches up a little bit. So there, I've got that. Now I need a sentiment. So let's take this. Let's take our memento, and what do I have? I am going to do, I think I'll do a Happy Easter. It just feels like a bunny and it should be Easter. So I'm going to stamp this in tuxedo black on my scrap of paper. And if you followed me, you know that I like to fussy cut my sentiments. So I'm going to do just some fussy cutting around the Happy Easter. Again, on this one, definitely you want to be steering with your hand that doesn't have the scissors in it. So I'm steering my paper with my left hand in this case, and I'm just kind of going around the Happy Easter. Not really worrying about whether I've got it exactly the same width, or I guess it's, yeah, the same amount. It's about 1/8 of an inch is what I try to do around the edge, but sometimes I kind of don't make that quite right. All right, there's my Happy Easter. So we'll use some dimensionals on this one. I've got some. I want some mini dimensionals, I think, for this one because it's a little bit big. Here's some mini. And I take your pick tool. I find the mini dimensionals hard to get off. Maybe it's my nails, but I find for these ones, I like to use my take your pick tool to pick them off. Just easier, at least for me. And then you can use your take your pick tool to get the backing off. And we'll just put Happy Easter popped up there. And then I've got, these are the classic matte dots, and they come in white, very vanilla, basic gray, and black. And again, I'm going to use my dark, this is the darkest, and I'm going to color some of these white ones in using the darkest of the Stampin' Blends. You can do this with a lot of our embellishments if you haven't tried this. And then I'm just going to take and put these on. Let's do, there are a couple there. All right, and then I've got one more piece, and I am just going to adhere this to the inside of the card, and I will write a note to whoever will get this for Easter. Oops. All right, I actually think I want to do one more thing. I'm going to just take a piece of this is the crumb cake. I'm just going to take a piece, and I'm going to just pop it underneath like that. And I'm going to tie a bow. It's just feeling like it needed something extra. So, that's fussy. Trying to get this so it's a little bit smaller bow. There we go. There we go. Okay. There's my card. Isn't he cute? I think he's adorable. My gosh. Now, you could have used a little bit of Winkostella if you wanted to spruce him up a little bit, but I'll leave him for now, and I might come back to him and decide I'm going to do a little bit more to him. But for now, I think I'm good with it. All right, everybody. Hope you enjoyed that. Take a look at these new natural tone blends because they are going to be so much fun and so useful. Definitely, we've been needing some neutral tones or natural tones for coloring skin tones and for all of our other projects. So they are now available in my online store. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining me. I will. Oh, yeah, that stamp set is adorable too, Darlene. You definitely, it's so cute. And it doesn't have to just be for Easter. I will be back tomorrow at 12 noon Pacific. So I hope you'll join me then for another card. Thanks, everybody. Happy stamping.